Hi, how are you all today?
Hey
Hey
man,
Daniel,
Hello,
what's going
Daniel.
good
on,
man.
brother?
Thanks
Nice
for
to
having
meet you.
us.
It's nice meeting you as well. I just wanted to say you are all extremely talented actors, singers, and musicians.
Thank
Thanks,
Thank
you.
you very
Daniel.
much.
You're welcome. So I was wondering, how did you build a chemistry together as a band before you started this show?
We had a ton of time and
Yeah.
we traveled together. The project kind of moved us around, and since we're all from different cities, they would fly us places and let us write songs and record stuff and jam and just like kind of do the band thing for a while.
Get to be friends for real.
The mushroom farm.
Oh,
Mushroom
Mushroom Farm.
Yeah, we had like
That sounds worse than it
Sounds
is.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an actual farm.
Like,
It
it
used to be
Yeah.
a Campbell soup.
Campbell Soup Farm.
Ton of
Shout out to
mushrooms.
Pescadero.
That's cool. And
Yeah,
how did you all find the experience of acting together? And can you share how much of your own personal stories were incorporated into the show?
man.
Well, they incorporated quite a bit of our own personal stories. I mean, I think because quite a few of us hadn't acted ever before, it was a way to kind of ease us into the process to write the characters and have them play to us as people. But in my case, a lot of it's very real. I grew up painting with my dad between playing live shows, and yeah, reflects a lot of kind of how I was in high school.
Did
What about the rest of you?
Yeah, it's like well, like he said, a lot of us haven't acted, and so it's you try. Obviously, you want this to be successful, and so it's like, how do we do that? Okay, let's make the acting as little of a stretch as possible, so that we're not just absolutely shooting for the stars here. So base it around who we are as real people. My dad's a drummer, and I've been playing in a band, and my relationship, or I say Bez's relationship with his father is pretty uncanny to my relationship with mine, and so yeah, it's try and make that acting a tiny stretch.
Yeah.
And do you find acting or performing harder?
Well, yeah, acting is harder because we just
Agreed.
haven't been doing it. Music is kind of what we've all committed our lives to from a very
Yes.
young age.
Yeah.
And so at the moment, yeah, it's challenging, but it's a fun challenge. It's an honor.
The
That's
performances felt like very comfortable, and kind of like home base when we got to play music.
And
Yeah,
I saw,
sorry, go ahead.
oh no, you go, you go.
I was just say there's so many firsts for all of us who haven't acted in this season. Like, as we've been talking about before, there's just been, all of us did versions of like our first ever like stunt. Like, how the heck did this end
Yeah.
up happening, right? Or
Yeah.
like being in a scene with like a bunch of different people, or just having a one-on-one scene. Like, we'll all keep having firsts too. So I mean, it's been so eye-opening to learn this craft. Obviously, it's still very early on in the journey. But it's been fun to see these worlds collide.
That was the most fun, the first. That's it.
First time kissing Maximo, and then they didn't even use it.
And that sort of leads into my next question. Were you allowed to do your own stunts, and how did you film the car chases and crashes and stuff like that?
Great question.
He
So,
drove.
when we were reading that scene, I was kind of bummed. I was like, oh man, it's gonna be all my friends in the car during an exciting car chase, and I'm not even gonna be driving. And then they're like, all right, Will, we need you to come to the car. And they had me drive the car chase, and it was like the best night ever.
With a trailer
Recklessly
on it.
driving this
With a
like
trailer
old
on
Cadillac with all my best friends. It was
So good.
awesome.
So
good.
fun.
They definitely like they took very good precaution of us. That like safety was always a priority on set,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people involved who ensured our safety constantly. But yeah, shout out Austin, shout
Yeah,
out Rhett.
dude. They were so good.
But there's a lot of fun moments where we can kind of really just go out and kind of attack the scene in that way. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you a bit scared at all or not doing the stunts?
You definitely settle into it, and a little bit of adrenaline is good. You want to be aware of your surroundings, right?
The bus.
Oh yeah, that was
fun.
so
Bus
fun.
rolling. Yeah, they created like a gyrating like hamster wheel of a bus. So when we crashed, we would do 3 rotations, I think.
Yeah.
And we did that probably 12 times
It was
or
rough.
so. And they had a bunch of like fake glass, like rubbery stuff, and like
Got in
just
my mouth.
chip bags and
Yeah.
junk floating around in there with us. It was
Crazy.
hilarious.
That's amazing. And I think I saw that Chase Stokes and Charles Eston are producers on this. So I was wondering, what was it like getting to work with them again? And did you learn anything from them?
Well, Chip is such a pro, you know, his
Yeah.
like his Nashville kind of presence is like so cool. You know, he also worked on like a music show. So he had such great input in the writers' room, and it was so cool to have like, I mean, he's like the most down to earth person, and like to for him to like, you know, invest that kind of time in the show is amazing. And Chase Stokes too has been such an amazing resource about this next chapter that's about to come.
It's like an older brother.
Yeah, he is
Exactly.
really.
You've been through it.
From
Did they
day
give you
one.
any advice?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
from the
Tons.
first
Stick the landing.
day that we all flew out to Charleston to like try and play music together, we tried to run a couple acting scenes that I hope never see the light of day. But, yeah, no, Chase was there and he like gave us our first acting coaching for a lot of us, and you know helped us get through that the nervousness of the first day of doing anything on this project. So yeah, he was in our corner from day one.
That's
I'll
amazing.
call him sometimes. If I ever need like an hour of advice.
Never lonely.
And Phil, I have a sort of two-part question for you. I was wondering, how did you find filming the scene where you get the slush puppy drink thrown on you? And secondly, how many times did you have to film it, and what do they use for alcohol on set?
Excellent question.
All right.
So
It's real slushy.
you know, the interesting thing about filming a TV show is sometimes you shoot stuff out of order. So they had to like reset me from the slushy scene like maybe 4 times. So I'm like, the props department love them so much, but they like put like sugary syrup in the actual slushy. So like I felt
make it real.
so gross. Like and I was also really sick too. And like I wasn't expecting it to hurt. I'm actually so passionate about this like topic. So this is amazing that you brought it up. Like, you know, when you hold ice and it kind of stings, right, in your hand if you leave it, it just felt like that. And poor Lila felt so bad. I was like, you know, had a cold and she kept on throwing like ice on me. That
glad
was
it wasn't
sticky.
me.
But it was so much fun. It came out so great. I think
Yeah.
the hardest thing for that, last thing I'll say, was not to anticipate it the second time. You know, because
Sure.
you can't expect the slushy to be thrown on you, otherwise it ruins the scene.
But you
So,
know
and
it's
you only
coming.
really get one shot at it each time before you have to reset.
A lot of whale shark t-shirts.
So, yeah, exactly.
You
exactly.
know the slush is coming.
Yeah,
But
you
you
have to
can't
you have to like
react.
pretend you guys go.
Brace
Blood.
yourself for that slush.
Yeah, exactly.
Did it taste
And
good?
what do you use for alcohol on set?
It's like a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
It was an
Oh.
NA beer. I was drinking them a lot.
It's funny.
They were good.
The
Yeah.
brand of the beer was named after the production, the line producer's cat, Carol Peterman's cat, Medina. So
Oh, is that why it was
yeah,
called
the beers in the show were non-alcoholic, like
Yeah.
beers that were labeled Medina after the cat.
Like a Modelo kind of.
Yeah.
I
Logo.
tried to avoid them as much as possible though, because like they really like made me
Calories.
full.
Dude,
you
they had a
know?
lot of protein in them. They were like 19 grams of protein or something.
Whoa!
Like
Oh, I
some
should've-
crazy
Whoa.
amount of protein.
Yeah.
I was slamming them during.
Dude,
the
me
performance.
too. That's why you look
That's why
so
you're
big.
Huge.
Maybe not 19.
And how do you all find romance scenes with your co-stars, and how do you get comfortable with each other filming those type of scenes?
We all share a bed.
I think, you know, communication's like super important, you know, making sure that everyone's comfortable checking in scene after scene, having some, you know, we're very fortunate that we've known these people for a good amount of time because we filmed the pilot back, you know, in 2023. And so in the case for me and Lila, like we went to college together. We're so familiar with one another that it just made all those romance scenes so easy and fun and lighthearted. She's an incredible co-star to work with.
That's cool. And my other question I was going to ask, it's a bit of a fun question actually. If you had your lyrics from your songs used or stolen, I was wondering how you would react to
Who,
them.
me?
Ooh.
That's great.
Any of you?
Man,
How
Give
did
me
you react?
money.
Similarly,
Maybe a slushy.
maybe a flushy to the face.
yeah.
Tell me something
I
along
feel
those
like, yeah,
lines.
she had a very appropriate reaction.
was all right.
Dollar bills.
I think
Lawsuit.
lawsuit, maybe.
Lawyers are coming.
No, yeah, I don't know. I'm not very confrontational, so maybe I'd like pull them aside afterwards and be like, "Hey, you kind of used my lyrics.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?"
I think it'd be the same as in the show. Like she enjoyed the song for a while. I'd be like, oh, wait,
This is really
I
similar.
recognize that. Yeah, I don't think I'd be too upset.
Hopefully that never happens.
And can you share any deleted scenes or a funny moment or blooper from set?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
me and Maximo, who plays Pete, had a scene where we kissed in a dream of mine, in my characters, and we were on like a game show, and he was the host, and it was funny because the crew was like, oh yeah, the crew was all working, but everyone came up to watch this kissing scene, and we never used it. It never landed in the show, but I'll cherish it forever.
There's a lot of fun deleted scenes. There's some
Director's
stuff
cut.
from the pilot
You wouldn't
too.
last a day in her shoes.
Yeah, that's a good
Oh
one.
man, I'm so mad about that joke.
There's one moment in the pilot when me and Maximo, or Charlie and Pete, are talking outside his house, and like it goes like "Father Brothers Forever," but in the original version, it goes on for like another minute.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
they cut
sure.
that
Yeah,
out.
no, it's really short. Yeah, it's really short.
no.
Father Brothers Forever and ever.
Yeah.
And ever and ever and ever and ever. That's one of my favorite.
Dude, I
beats.
didn't
I
know
hope
they
they
cut
release
that.
that somehow.
Oh.
It's like the sun shining through the
Yeah.
leaves, this beautiful
Yeah, it was
tree
gorgeous,
with
yeah.
We'll
toilet
tell
paper
Amazon
all
to
over it.
release
It's
that.
great.
Fingers crossed we will get to see that. And I was also wondering, often do you perform live on the show? And how do you handle nerves performing on live in tour or in just in general?
Everything was live. We had a in-ear monitor system, and through the power of Scott, Alex, Brandon, and Shondaman, we the songs were linked up to the camera with a click track so that they could cut into everything and everything would line up. And so we do like 8 or 9 takes of a song for all the different coverage and angles, and it's actually really hard.
It was
but,
exhausting.
you know,
It was exhausting.
It's like play your best show ever
all the time.
12 times in
Yeah.
a
in
row.
a row.
Yeah.
Having to repeat it all as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like feel just as surprised and energized.
And shout out to the background actors who had to
Yeah,
hear
they made
the
it so
same
real.
exact song 10 times and bring the same
I'll still be
energy.
stoked.
You
It's
know?
like a concert from hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made our job easy.
Yeah,
It was just fun. And of course, as Jesse was alluding to, like the engineering was like not easy to do. Because also like we'd have scenes where like the music would stop and then we would start speaking lines, but like how the heck does that work from a sound standpoint? And you get back into music, and our team just made it like super easy just to like, be present and try to focus on our job, which was, trying to be actors, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was very fun to kind of see all the minds come together and just make this thing work.
And how do you handle nerves when performing?
The music part of it is kind of why we're all here. You know what I mean? It's like that's where we've come from, and so we've been doing it for a while. We're still young dudes, obviously, but music has kind of been our whole lives, and so I don't know that nerves ever go away. I think the biggest stars in the world would tell you they still get nervous before their gigs, but it's the best kind of nerves. This is what we live for.
I was more nervous for like tougher acting
Yeah,
scenes than I was for
absolutely.
the performances.
That's the easy stuff, really.
I think,
The
Yeah.
music stuff's the easy stuff, man.
It's one of those things where it just kind of fades away the moment you strum the first chord.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And if
Sure.
the audience was engaged, which everybody that was working on it was super kind to be, it made it all the more easy for us.
That's right.
And what scene is the hardest or most challenging to film?
Waterfall
All of episode
scene.
5, yeah.
Waterfalls. Yeah, there's a scene in episode 5 where we were in front of a big old waterfall and we couldn't hear each other. So that was tough. But for me personally, it was. I hope this airs after the season is out. But it was a scene at the end of the season where I'm crying my little eyeballs out.
Yeah.
I don't typically cry, especially in front of $500,000 cameras. So that was tough. But I'm proud of how I got there.
Yeah.
That scene was hard, man.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yes.
I got to watch you guys.
You
do
killed
that.
it, brother.
It was tough.
A few
Thanks,
the freak out scenes were hard.
Mhm.
They were harder. I mean, there's
you
one
have
where
a big freak out scene.
my guitar, all of our gear gets stolen, but I freak out hard. And then I kind of freak out when I see a girl is like sleeping with somebody else, and that stuff was hard to be very vulnerable.
Any scene with my
And-
mom was hard.
And also, I was wondering, how do you find touring, and what is the hardest and most fun part of touring?
We haven't really. This will be our first tour when
It's
the show
coming
comes
up.
out. So
We
You
leave in
have to
3
check
weeks.
We'll
it out,
see.
guys.
yeah, we'll find out.
We'll keep you in the loop. I mean, of course, it's
Yeah.
just fun, right? I mean, this is in many ways this is our DNA. This is what we've done for the last, in many ways, 17, 18 years in many of our cases. So, I mean, I can't wait to hit the road with these guys.
We've played a lot of like individual shows, but we haven't really done like a big run. But
stretch,
we start
yeah.
in 3 weeks, so we'll get back.
Good luck on tour. And my final question before I go is, are you allowed to do improvisation on the show?
Yeah,
It's encouraged.
it
very
actually
much
is
more than I
encouraged,
would have thought. Yeah.
We made the script the grip Rosie upset because we
Yeah,
cursed we kept cursing so many times. but yeah, other than that, we had fun improvising.
Yeah.
Hallmark of good acting: cursing all the
Yeah,
time.
just
Literally.
swearing like
really
a
shows
sailor.
emotion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what.
Well, thank you all for chatting with me. I really hope we get a season 2 and possibly even a world tour or Europe, UK tour in the future.
Oh,
Hey,
thank
thanks,
you.
man.
We
We'd
hope so
love
as
to.
well.
I need a passport.
Thanks again.
Congratulations on the show. I loved it. And I hope
Hey,
you all
thanks,
have a
man.
wonderful day.
I mean,
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
your time.
And you too.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good one.